Welcome to Gaming with Bare Hands. I am Bare Hands, and today we are going to be talking about a deck that I say that I thought of it myself, but there's no new thing under the sun. This is a kind of a spell bait deck as well as a kind of chip cycle hog deck, and the concept behind the deck is if they zap your Skarmy, or your Goblin Barrel, or they arrow either of them along with your princess, they don't have the zap spell for the Inferno Tower, or vice versa. If they zap the Inferno Tower, they don't have the zap for your skeleton army, or that spell for your other little units, and then the hog is able to go in with those little units and deal a massive amount of damage. The other concept, which is really important to remember, is this deck struggles against larger splash damage tanky decks in a way that if you do not pressure them, then they're able to build something that you can't defend. But if you're continuously pressuring them, defending against them is easy, ideally. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into a game quickly, my first game playing with it, to kind of give an idea of what I was thinking when I built the deck, and then we'll take it out for a spin, see if we can't get a couple of wins with it as well. Maybe some losses, we'll see. Okay, so we're jumping in this game, and what I'm going to do is try and figure out what spells he has so that I kind of have an idea of how much pressure I can put without just wasting things. So I'm going to throw the Goblin Barrel down. He's going to go ahead and zap, and then he's going to go ahead and throw down his skeleton army. And so that's pretty easily counterable with the princess. And instead of playing the small units, I'm going to go ahead and drop an Inferno Tower there in front of my tower to defend any damage. Interestingly, he's got the zap spell and the arrows. So this is somewhat difficult to be able to throw anything down where he isn't going to be able to shut it down with spells. But if we keep the pressure on and just keep chipping and chipping and chipping away, eventually he's going to lose his towers, and he's going to throw an elixir pump down. So I'm going to get my hog and my Goblin Barrel down again. I'm going to throw a long shot Goblin Barrel to avoid him zapping my hog and my Goblin Barrel. And then look at his tower. His tower is already at 900. Then he's going to come in with something, a pretty big push here, and I'm going to Skarmy here and Inferno Tower. Okay, so notice his giant musketeer is 9 elixir. And I know his musketeer countered my hog, but the Inferno Tower skeleton army is, if I'm doing my math right here, only 8 elixir. Okay, and so nice elixir trade there. And again, just keep the pressure on. I'm going to go ahead and keep forcing him to play without getting a huge push on. Notice he hasn't been able to get his Sparky down at all. And so we're going to do the same exact counter. He's going to anticipate it with some arrows, and then I'm going to tank a little bit of damage because I kind of pushed a little bit more aggressive than I should have maybe, and I was unable to get the Inferno Tower down. But let's go ahead and throw the princess down to do a little bit more damage to his tower. Now he's struggling. He wants to keep his tower alive, but I'm putting enough pressure on to where he can't build this semblance of a large army. And also, if he doesn't zap my Goblin Barrel, he takes over 500 damage to his tower. And if he does zap the Goblin Barrel, then he doesn't have the zap for the Inferno Tower, and it's just such a powerful defense without a zap spell behind it. So he's going to pretty much give up at this point. He's still arrowing, but again, he arrows, but then the Goblin Barrel doesn't have. It's just great. Unable to counter the princess, the spear goblins, the Goblin Barrel, and the Inferno Tower skeleton army, all with spells, because that would mean you'd have an all-spell deck. And then ideally, with the Inferno Tower, you are able to defend against large pushes. So let's go ahead and see if we can't recreate the magic. Alright. Mr. Loba Loba. I'm going to go ahead and just right off of the bat throw down my princess. He's going to throw down a Dark Prince, and I'm going to get my Inferno Tower down. And my... Oh! Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of damage, but that's going to allow us to go ahead and put some pressure down on this other side. And I'm going to throw my Goblin Barrel down with it, get my Zap ready. Okay. So he has to throw down a minion horde here. We're going to Skeleton Army. His minion horde is going to do work here, and his Ice Wizard is able to take out my Skeleton Army. But notice we didn't take any damage, and so to prevent him from playing the Dark Prince Giant combo immediately again, I'm going to go ahead and throw some Spear Goblins down, see how he responds. He is not going to, so that was some nice chip damage there. And I have enough for my Inferno Tower, but I don't know if I want to wait for him to be able to play that. So I'm going to throw a Hog down to force him to answer. Then I'm going to throw down my Inferno Tower and go ahead and zap here. That zap is going to prevent him from getting a charge shot off and shutting down over here. And if he doesn't respond here, let's go ahead and throw this down. Throw this down. Archers, please kill the balloon. Arrows will not kill my archers. The balloon does get a hit off, unfortunately, and then we're able to throw down a little bit of pressure over on this right side as well, because he dumped a ton of elixir into that. Now, his Valkyrie is going to come, and we're going to go ahead and Hog, and then Goblin Barrel the other side to keep him on his toes. Zap over here to get another shot. Pull this over. Spear Goblin. Princess, I think I'm going to lose my tower. Yep, we're going to lose the tower. And then we're going to try, we should be able to take out this right tower here. No, we are not able to take out the right tower. I'm going to go ahead and throw a Hog down on this side. We're going to throw some archers on the other side. That's going to do some work there. And then I know the push is coming in here. So let's go ahead and tank some damage from the Dark Prince, because let's be honest, the Dark Prince is kind of weak. Maybe not. Okay, check it out. He's going to pound our tower out. Very good playing on his part. I was unable to stop the giant, but that's okay. Can't stop them all, and I made a couple of misplays there. The minion horde really caught me off guard on the first push back. So let's jump into another game here. See if we can't be a little bit more prepared. Maybe I didn't put enough pressure on right at the beginning, so let's go ahead and do that. Give him some pressure. What are you going to answer with? A mini P.E.K.K.A. and a zap spell. Alright, so he threw down a zap spell, so I'm able to throw an Inferno Tower down without him zapping it. And maybe not the best elixir trade there, but who knows? I think the Skarmy would have been a better play there. Did I have the Skarmy available? Nobody knows. Okay, I'm going to throw the Skarmy and the Goblin Barrel down over here, get my zap ready, and go ahead and zap this. And notice the damage there to that tower. I'm going to get my princess down on this side because I'm a little bit more concerned for this side than the other. For good reason. His mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to decimate my tower. And then the giant is also going to decimate my tower. So what that tells me is I threw too much elixir into the push because I didn't have enough to defend. Now, he shouldn't have his mini P.E.K.K.A. at this point. And so he's able to zap and then turn right around and have a counter push coming, but that counter push is weak. So then at this point, I am going to throw a Goblin Barrel, and he has little units to defend the Goblin Barrel, so we're going to throw the princess down and then zap. Then a Skarmy. He probably has his zap ready at this point, but he needs to be really quick with it. Then he's going to throw a Mega Minion down, which will not kill all the skeletons and the Skarmy before they deal quite a bit of damage. Now, I do know that he has his Zap in rotation. I'm going to stop that from dealing damage. Then I'm going to throw down the Hog Goblin Barrel on this side to force him to use the Zap. Now that he has used the Zap, I can turn around and throw an Inferno Tower down on this side without fear of him zapping it. Let's draw a little bit of fire here, and then back this up with a Hog. Very good placement on a Mini P.E.K.K.A on this side. His Zap is going to come down. Not too concerned with something like this. I'm going to go ahead and get this down. Make sure that his Inferno Tower isn't going to be dealing massive amounts of damage to his... What am I saying? Okay, he defended really well there with a Zap spell, which tells me he used the Zap spell. So what is he going to do against the Goblin Barrel? Nothing. And so we squeezed that one by after taking quite a bit of damage on our towers. But that's okay. It's okay to take some damage as long as you could come in and take a tower out yourself. Let's jump into one more game here. See if we can't get more wins than losses. Hopefully. 9 planets. I'm going to go ahead and take out the princess and then throw down a Hog here. And he's going to have the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And so to deal with the Mini P.E.K.K.A, we're going to throw the Skeleton Army down. If he zaps the Skeleton Army, we are able to throw this down. He doesn't zap the Skeleton Army. He very smartly saves his zap spell for the Goblin Barrel. And at this point, he is beating me with the chip. I'm going to sit back a little bit and kind of let him make the next move. Let's Inferno Tower. Okay. He's really liking his princess pressure. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Hog Skeleton Army Goblin Barrel. I'm going to invest a ton. Hog Skeleton Army. I take it back. I'm going to defend against this Hog a little bit. His Zap was on point. How does the chip deck work against the chip deck? Let's go ahead and throw down another Goblin Barrel. He's able to throw goblins down. We chip quite a bit of damage, but we've invested too much into the push, and so we have no defense to defend against his push. And so he is outplaying me. Okay, he should not have Zap ready for this, so I should be able to throw down a Skeleton Army and then a Hog. Then I'm going to throw down my Princess and prepare for his Hog. If I had to guess, his Hog is going to come over onto the right side. No, he played the Hog on that side. Interesting. I'm going to play the Princess on the right side, as I'm quite positive he is going Money Zap there. I know he has a Fireball that he really wants to use. Let's go ahead and throw this down, throw a Skeleton Army on his Hog. Alright, we saved... Wow, we saved that one barely. And he invested Princess very quickly there. So let's get a Goblin Barrel down. Let's go ahead and get these down. That's going to shut down his Oh, wow, look at that. He's going to be able to throw down his hog here, but if he doesn't answer... Oh, he did a... Oh, wow, that was excellent. That was an excellent play on his part. Let's go ahead and get our Inferno Tower down so his hog doesn't chip there. His fireball is amazing. Oh, I lose my princess. He's going to throw down minions. He zaps instead. Let's go ahead and zap. His hog is coming. Wow. Okay, so that was a really close game. I felt like I might have come back there at the end simply because I was kind of used to his rotation. What I wasn't aware of at the beginning of the game is kind of just figuring out how he was going to play. I was a little aggressive, and though this deck really requires you to be regressive, this deck requires you to be aggressive, it also requires you to figure out how they're playing so you can work around it. It is very technical. It is very involved in knowing how much elixir they have, what spells they've played, how they're going to attack you. I would recommend picking a deck like this up. It doesn't have to be this deck, but I really like the symmetry of the cards required for Zap and the Inferno Tower as a defense. If you've never played with a deck like this, I would recommend doing it, because it's going to teach you a lot of concepts that you might not be used to playing with, and it will give you a better idea playing against chip cycle decks, so that when you do, you know what they're trying to do, so that you might be better prepared to defend against them. At least become proficient in it so that you have a knowledge of how the deck works and a way to play it. And so, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe so that you can come back for more Gaming with Bare Hands.